Hello and welcome to the preview show. I'm Jed Mills and joining me this week is former Blackpool striker Ben Burgess. Ben, first of all, let's just get it out of the way. Preston defeat, not good, was it? But and, you know, like I say, we've got to move on from that pretty quickly. Is the only positive out of that? It's Easter weekend, and as you know, as a footballer, make or break stuff, this, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It was obviously wasn't great at Preston. There's nothing worse than losing against your rivals, but it's literally just going to take it. It's a horrible cliche, but just put it out your mind and play the next game. I think you look at Huddersfield, had some terrible results, but they sort of just forget it, play the next game, try and do better the next game. And
great result against Middlesbrough.
They did, and no one would have expected that. And I think playing these two games will be what the players want now. They don't want to be out there training. They want to be playing the games. If something goes wrong, you have a bad game, you just look in, when's the next game, put it right, and they've got that fantastic opportunity on Friday.
They talk about the spirit in this squad. You had it here in that Premier League era. There's no doubt about it. There was a togetherness, there was a belief. Here, there's always been talk. All the players always talk about the squad, the spirit, how they really get on with each other. Surely that's one thing that's going to help them.
Yeah, it will, but there has to come a point when you stop talking about it and show it, don't you? And I think the Blackpool, they do need to stick together. The thing that will get them out is that spirit, and that team spirit. It's always been at Blackpool. It's always been a sort of against the odds. That's probably because we used to have to wash our own training kit, etc. But yeah, things have improved for the players now. But yeah, they have been on a decent journey. They have climbed the leagues, and they've got a good core of players, and it's about the experienced players driving the rest of them on. Yeah,
and like I say, forgetting it quickly, for you as a player, the Easter weekend, how was that? Is it all about recovery after games? Is it you can't really think too much about what's coming up? How was it as a player, and did you really enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved it. It's just like the Christmas period. You just as a footballer, you want to play games. Games is where you can make a name for yourself, make an impact, and training, as useful as it is, you just want to play games. So it was always enjoyable. I actually remember we played Preston the year my daughter, the day before my daughter was born, over Easter weekend. Right. And I remember driving to the gate. I had to drive to the game just because I had to shoot off because my wife was in hospital. But yeah, so Easter weekend games always memorable for me.
Talking to Preston, you did get the penalty for Wes. Let's just look back at maybe a positive for you against that one, which was obviously another good memory for you.
Yeah, that was amazing that day. I think that was our first game against Preston for quite a while. Yeah, I think I had the slowest race ever with Yulmueni down the line, and I actually managed to get a toe in before he fouled me. But yeah, no, I think Wes had missed his penalty the game before, so for him to step up and chip it was just Wes.
Yeah, it was just Wes. We'll touch on Cardiff in a minute because, like I say, that's the big game that starts us off the Easter weekend. Want to come back to you. You're now obviously Easter break, so you've got your holidays as a teacher, which is good. Although I don't doubt you're doing loads of work anyway.
If you read the papers and listen to the interviews, it's 24 hours a day.
But listen, how you find it? Because I remember when you were just finishing your career, you were getting the degree and stuff like that, and you were going through all this process. That's been a number of years now. How have you found that transition from being a pro footballer, when you're finishing at 33, 34, 35 to getting into a whole new career?
Yeah, it was good. I think the fact that it's so busy, you see a lot of footballers do struggle when they finish. They have that year or two where they just sort of don't know what to do. They don't know what to transition to. A lot of mental health issues. So yeah, it was good that I had teaching because literally you don't get much time to think about anything else. So just went straight into it. But yeah, I enjoy it. I've worked my way up to a deputy head now. So I really enjoy that. Still do a bit of teaching, do a bit of the leadership style thing. So yeah, it's really good. And so many parallels with football, just getting the best out of people, working alongside so many people. But yeah, it's really good to have that sort of different career path.
Did you ever find it hard when you finished? That moment when you had to say, because I can imagine from 6 probably, when you were obsessed with football, going through football was your life all the way through, you got paid to play, you played at the highest levels, all that sort of stuff. Was there a really hard point in your life when you had to accept it was over?
I've sort of been expecting it to be over for quite a while because my knees were so bad. Every year was like a bonus. But But yeah, that's why I had qualifications lined up, because I knew it wasn't going to last. Sort of. And then when I did have to retire, there was that. I remember leaving Tranmere to just sign for him about 2 months before, having to tell Ronnie Moore his new star signing's retiring. Don't just want to leave, I want to retire. Yeah, that was tough. I remember leaving a changing room for the last time, just thinking, that's it, like I'm never going to be in a changing room with the boys again. You know, it's completely different in the staff room now. But it's the sad thing, the things you think that you're going to miss out on, but because it was just so painful, football was just so painful with my knees for the last few years that like I'd play on a Saturday, couldn't walk till Monday, have to swim Tuesday, Wednesday. I was like the lower league Ledley King. So now when I look at football, I think, oh, I missed that. But then I think, yeah, but at least not have to ice for 2 hours after the game.
Yeah, it's a pain. Do the kids, do you bring it up all the time? Do you show YouTube clips of yourself? Go, do you remember this?
It's more like grandparents and the kids that see it. Yeah, I don't really mention it, but yeah, there's quite a few Blackpool fans that are parents, so we always have a chat before school, after school and things, and my head teacher's a Preston fan, so up until Saturday we could have good banter. But so it's good, that sort of thing, and we do talk about it with the kids whenever if they're on the iPads or anything, searching something, they'll say, look, there's a picture of you, Mr. Burgess. And then,
Yeah, good. Back onto the pitch, Cardiff on Friday. They're struggling, Blackpool struggling. Is it a cliche to say it's a proper 6-pointer, this one? Yeah,
it's huge, and they'll be aware of that as well. And with it being at home, I think Blackpool have just got to go for it. A win is what they need. A draw isn't going to be good enough. I think, there's 7 games left. There's still that opportunity. There's still that opportunity to get out. You just need to put that run together. And Cardiff, you can't afford for them to go further away from you. I think when you look at the whole picture, things have sort of gone well for Blackpool off the pitch in the fact that Wigan lost points, Reading have lost points.
QPR dragged in.
QPR are on an awful run, as we saw at Bloomfield Road. So there is that potential to get out, but they just need to put those wins together, because Blackpool, they got the win at Stoke, they got the win against QPR, but it's about following it up. You've got to have that mentality that you do it in the next game as well, so it just barely counts for anything. I think they've got to get that momentum going.
Yeah, and like I say, this weekend we games so close. I mean, you know about remember it was perfect 10, wasn't it? League One into Championship. I mean, just what a winning mentality can do for you. And I know, like I say, the QPR win, and we thought, right, here we go on to the Coventry game. It didn't quite work, but surely like that Friday, Monday, I mean, I know it's Luton's going to be tough, but that would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Then Wigan after that.
Potentially could be right out by Monday night. That's the great thing about football, and especially the Championship. Anything can happen in that sense, and Blackpool is certainly not adrift. And from that one win, you hope that momentum can build, because this club is brilliant at putting those runs together. As you mentioned, the perfect 10, and that's when you just get that little bit of belief, and you trust your teammates a little bit more, and you sort of go into games expecting to win, knowing that, such as if you're not playing so well, then your mate will help you out. You know, you've got that camaraderie. You need results as a manager, as players. You need results to go for you to build that belief and momentum. That's not the full thing. Subscribe to Tangerine TV to watch the rest.